Trump's tariff storm. But will India collapse or stand stronger? One morning, as you open the newspaper, the very first headline screams, US President Donald Trump has imposed a 50% tariff on India. The teacup slips from your hand. Questions erupt in your mind. Will our factories shut down now? Will millions lose their jobs? Will the rupee fall further against the dollar? Is this the storm that will shake India's economy? But then, the voices of experts echo, tariff? This is just a gust of wind. India has faced far bigger storms before. And every time, India has emerged stronger. Today, we'll dive deep into this very topic. But before that, if you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe so you get the updates of all our latest videos first. So, let's begin today's discussion without any delay. India's story is, in fact, a story of battling crisis and then rising stronger each time. This is the same nation that endured America's harsh sanctions after conducting nuclear tests. The same country that held its economy steady during the 2008 global recession when the world around it was crumbling. And the same country that, even in the face of a pandemic like COVID, locked down the nation yet managed to deliver vaccines and food to millions. If we could withstand those massive storms, can Trump's tariff really bring us down? Let's try to understand this. First, let's look at India-US trade relations. Every year, India exports goods worth about $86 billion to America. That's just about 2% of our GDP, which means even if the US slaps a 50% tariff, the impact won't be as devastating as it seems at first glance. The reason lies in India's trade pattern. India exports many products to the US that America cannot easily source elsewhere, like generic medicines, diamonds and jewelry, textiles, and leather goods. No matter how high the tariff, American hospitals will still need Indian medicines. US markets will continue to rely on Indian engineering and IT services. Now the question is, will tariffs destroy India's exports? Experts say, no. Because India's exports don't rely solely on the US today, India's trade is strengthening with markets like Australia, the UAE, Japan, and Europe. Recently, India has signed free trade agreements with the EFTA nations and the UK. Talks with the European Union are also underway, which means if the US raises tariffs on certain products, India can turn to alternative markets. Still, this isn't something to dismiss lightly. After all, the US is also India's most important strategic partner. Beyond trade, both countries stand together in defense, technology, and diplomacy. And that is precisely why India should view this tariff crisis not as a storm, but as an opportunity. History stands witness every time India has turned crises into opportunities. Think back to 1998, when India conducted nuclear tests in Pokhran. At that time, the US and Western nations imposed heavy economic sanctions on India. Institutions like the World Bank and IMF stopped funding. There was a global effort to isolate India. But what happened? India did not back down. We developed our own technology. ISRO began building satellites. DRDO paved the way for self-reliance in defense. And the result? Today, India is not only a nuclear power, but also one of the fastest-growing economies in the world. Then came the 2008 global financial crisis. With the collapse of banks in the US and Europe, the entire world slipped into recession. But India managed to hold steady thanks to strong domestic consumption and decisive policy measures. Our banking system surprised the world with its resilience. That's why, during that time, many foreign investors were drawn toward India. And then came COVID, a crisis that brought the entire world to a standstill. In a vast country like India, where millions depend on daily wages, lockdown could have meant disaster. But we endured. Not only did we develop vaccines, we delivered them to millions across the country. And beyond that, through the Vaccine Matri initiative, We even supplied medicines to other nations. This is the same India that, even in the harshest of times, gave hope to the world. So, is Trump's tariff really a bigger crisis compared to all this? Absolutely not. Yes, it will have an impact. Some companies may suffer losses. In some sectors, exports may become more expensive. But this is not an economic storm that will bring India down. Instead, it's an opportunity for India to reform and grow stronger. India must now turn this challenge into an opportunity. How? First, by strengthening its domestic ecosystem. If our industries are given cheaper logistics, better infrastructure, and simpler regulations, we can withstand any foreign tariff. Second, India needs to diversify its exports. Today, we rely heavily on textiles, pharmaceuticals, and IT services. But if we expand into high-tech machinery, green energy products, and digital technologies, our grip on markets like the US will only get stronger. Third, we must reinforce diplomacy. Both India and the US are crucial partners for each other. India has a vast market and a skilled, affordable workforce. The US has technology and investment power. This partnership benefits both. And as long as dialogue continues, issues like tariffs will prove to be temporary. The tariff battle is, in reality, part of global politics. Trump had imposed much larger tariffs on China as well. His aim is to protect American industries, but the ripple effect disrupts global supply chains. And this is where India's opportunity lies. If US companies move out of China, they will need an alternative like India. That's why India's importance in the China Plus One strategy is steadily rising. In the end, the question is, will Trump's tariff shake India? The answer is no. Time and again, history has shown that India can stand firm even in the toughest of situations. Nuclear sanctions, financial crisis, COVID, none of these broke us. Instead, they made us stronger. And that is why today, when America has played the tariff card, India can treat it as a new beginning.
Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestions. And yes, if you like our content, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every new story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources, news from various news agencies, opinion polls and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.